Alright, let's talk about London. Not the glamorous red buses and Buckingham Palace stuff, no, we're diving into the weird, under-discussed crisis happening right now. People are leaving. And not just a few hundred. We're talking hundreds of thousands of Londoners packing up and moving out of the city. The population's shrinking for the first time in decades. Why? Let's break it down like we're dissecting a conspiracy theory, because this isn't just about moving house. It's about the death of a dream. Let's start with the jaw-dropping number. Nearly 500,000 people left London for other parts of the UK last year. Double the number who moved in from places like the east of England. And while some are just swapping boroughs, Newham Tower Hamlets, Southwark are hemorrhaging residents, the bigger picture is clear. London's losing its grip. Personally, I think this is the most fascinating urban shift since the pandemic emptied office buildings. But why now? What's driving it? Here's what the data doesn't say outright. This isn't just about economics. Yeah, housing's a nightmare. Rents are astronomical, and buying's a pipe dream for most. But the real story is cultural. Think about it, remote work lets you live anywhere. So why suffer the 45-minute tube commute to an overpriced flat when you can have a garden in Wiltshire? The numbers back this up. Areas like Winchester are getting flooded with ex-Londoners. It's not just millennials fleeing either. Families, professionals, even creatives. London's identity as the place to be is cracking. Now let's zoom in on the boroughs. Newham lost nearly 50,000 people. That's a small town disappearing. Why? If you've ever lived in East London, you know the grind. Overcrowded schools, endless construction noise, and the creeping gentrification that pushes locals out. But here's the twist. Even wealthy areas like Kensington are seeing departures. What's that about? Maybe it's the rise of the global elite. The ultra-rich buying properties as investments, not homes. Empty flats, declining communities. It's a different kind of decay. One thing that immediately stands out is the inner to outer London migration. People aren't just leaving the city, they're fleeing to places like Havering and Bromley. Why? Space, affordability, and the ultimate flex. A driveway. But this isn't just suburban sprawl. It's a rejection of the hyperdense, hyper-connected London model. And let's be real. The pandemic rewired how we value space. If you're working from home, why pay central London prices for a shoebox? What many people don't realize is how this exodus ties into a global trend. Cities like Tokyo and New York are seeing similar drops. Urban centers built on relentless growth are hitting limits. London's always been a machine for sucking in talent and cash, but now the machine's sputtering. Combine this with falling birth rates and slower immigration. Net overseas migration dropped to a third of pre-pandemic levels, and you've got a perfect storm. The city's losing its edge. But here's my favorite angle. This isn't a tragedy. It's a correction. London's population boom was unsustainable. The tube's packed beyond reason. Housing waiting lists are jokes, and the cost of living's been absurd. Maybe this outflow is a chance to reset. Maybe smaller populations mean better quality of life for those who stay. But let's not sugarcoat it. The economy's gonna feel this. Retail, hospitality, even the arts, those sectors thrive on density. If London's shrinking, who pays the price? So what's next? A decade from now, will we look back at this as the moment London transformed into a more livable, less chaotic city? Or is this the start of a long decline? The numbers don't lie, but they don't tell the whole story. Drop your thoughts below. Have you left London? Or are you dreaming about it? And if you're still here, are you clinging to the dream? Or just stuck?